Hello and welcome to the reading of the Lexington Herald Leader. Today is 22nd of December 2009. And your readers are
Lee Ferguson Rigney.
Thank you, Lee.
Central Kentucky Radio I is a 24-hour-a-day radio reading service, and we broadcast the reading of hundreds of newspapers, magazines, books, and other programming as well. Central Kentucky Radio I was founded in 1988 by Al Crabb, who is an English professor, and he started the organisation because his father, who was blind, used a service in Tennessee, and Al just decided that we needed a similar service here in Kentucky. We have approximately 3,000 blind, visually impaired and physically disabled listeners, and they tune into us in various ways. We provide some of our listeners with a special radio on which they tune into our frequency. We also broadcast on cable TV. That's Library Channel 20 here in Lexington and Fayette County. Another way we disseminate our broadcast is through group facilities. For instance, we have radios in approximately 20 residential communities, nursing homes, retirement communities. We also broadcast into several hospitals here in central Kentucky.
For 10 years, we operated with second-hand equipment, with hand-me-down computers, with a string of wonderful volunteers, and the space afforded us by the University of Kentucky. When CKRE graduated to the accommodations we are in now, in the North Branch of the Lexington Public Library, we had professional equipment, professional accommodations, soundproof booths, the whole works.
We do have a paid staff person. Everyone else is a volunteer. We have a pool of approximately 120 volunteers. Mainly those are volunteer readers. And it takes about 60 volunteer readers every week. They come into the studios and they may read live or recorded programming. And then we have a small core who volunteer on the control board. That function is to get the broadcast and the volunteers on the air. Our volunteers have to make a considerable commitment. They have to come in. If they don't, then we have silence, we have dead air. And so our volunteers, they don't have a bad hair day. If they have a problem with their car, they find another way to get in. If they know they're going to be out, they let us know as far in advance as possible. Many years ago, one of our volunteers had gone on a vacation, and she was on board ship, and there was a fire on board the ship, and the ship couldn't get into port, and she was due to come to the studio and read for us on the Monday. And so she called us from on board the ship that weekend to say there was a fire on board and she was going to be late. So that's just kind of an indication of the level of commitment and dedication from our volunteers.
It's possible now that we could expand. We hope maybe in the future to expand our service into the Louisville area, and somewhere down the road maybe we can go statewide.
There are so many more people who we could help. Being able to read newspapers and other printed materials is something everybody takes for granted, but this is not the case for people who are blind and disabled.